Hi everyone, and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I have another keto-friendly dessert recipe for you guys, and I'll be making my keto berries and cream cake roll. And I love everything about this cake, especially that it looks like a regular cake, but it's keto-friendly, so you'll satisfy all your dessert cravings if you're on the keto diet. I'm going to start with an almond flour sponge cake. We're going to make a berry whipped cream filling on the inside, packet full of berries, and let me tell you guys, every single bite of this cake is absolutely phenomenal. It's delicious, it's creamy, it's fluffy, and packed with some serious berry flavor. And I'm going to start things with my sponge cake, and for that I'll be using 7 large eggs, and it's really important to beat the eggs for about 7 to 9 minutes, even 10 minutes, until they're really fluffy and voluminous, because that's what's going to give the cake that volume and make it really light and fluffy. So just place them into your mixer bowl. And to help stabilize the eggs, I'm going to add in half a teaspoon of cream of tartar, and it's going to help keep those eggs light and fluffy. And now for my dry ingredients, I have a 1 3/4 cup of almond flour. To that I'll add in 1 cup of granulated stevia and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Mix that all together. And into my eggs, I'll add in 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And I'm going to sift the dry ingredients into the cake batter in small increments. I usually split it into 3 batches, so add a little bit at a time and then fold gently but thoroughly after each addition. I've lined a jelly roll pan with a silicone mat. You can also use parchment paper, and I'm going to transfer my cake batter into the pan. And this cake is ready to go into my preheated oven, which I've set to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. It's going to bake for about 20-22 minutes until it's nice and golden brown on top and the top is set. I just took my cake out of the oven, and from this step you want to work quickly to get that sponge cake rolled up nicely. So just grab a knife and cut the cake away from the sides of the pan, and then drop a clean kitchen towel over the top and flip this over. And then starting at one end, you want to gently roll this cake up. And then I'm going to just set it aside and let it cool completely before we come back to fill it with the berry whipped cream. And for my filling, I've softened 8 ounces of cream cheese. To that I'm going to be adding 1 cup of granulated stevia and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I'm going to grab my mixer and cream this together for a couple minutes. And beat the cream cheese until it's smooth and clump free, and then add in about half a cup of fresh raspberries and blackberries. I'm just going to crush them into the cream cheese. And into my mixer bowl, I'm going to add in 2 cups of chilled heavy cream. And then whisk the cream for about 3 to 4 minutes until stiff peaks form. And once you have your cream whipped, it's time to add the berry and the cream cheese mixture. Just drop it into the mixing bowl. And then whisk the 2 mixtures together for about 30 seconds. You want to be careful not to overmix, otherwise the filling can separate. All right, and now it's time to assemble the cake. My sponge cake has cooled completely. I have my berry whipped cream filling. I also have about 1.5 cups of some fresh berries that we're going to add on the inside and on the outside. And now it's time to gently unroll the sponge cake. So you'll want to unroll it and then roll it back up the same exact way you initially rolled it. And if your sponge cake cracks a little bit, that's totally fine. This filling is going to help keep everything together. Just spoon it onto the sponge cake, and then we're going to spread it evenly all over. And top the filling with some berries. And then I'm going to gently roll the cake back up using the towel to help it along. And I'm going to garnish the top with some keto whipped cream. So it's just like a regular whipped cream, but instead of sugar, I added this granulated stevia. I'm just gonna pipe dollops onto my cake. This cake is simply stunning. I absolutely love how it turned out. The fresh berries on top really give it that pop of color. Now it's time to dig in and enjoy. And I love that berry whipped cream and the berries on the inside too. Looks so good. This cake just makes me so happy. It is so light and fluffy and absolutely delicious. I love that berry filling on the inside, and the almond sponge cake is just so delicate. Everything just melts in your mouth, and I love the addition of the fresh berries. If you're on a keto diet and you're craving for some dessert, you have to give this a try. It is just phenomenal. And if you're not on a keto diet, you can also make it. You could just substitute the stevia with regular sugar. If you guys want more keto recipes, make sure to comment down below. And for the full recipe, just head over to my video description box, and I have a link that'll take you to my blog. Hope you guys enjoy this recipe, and I'll see you next time.